All right. So today we are privileged to have our guest of honor, an Honorary Doctorate recipient, Padma Shri awardee, Professor Rohini Madhusudan Godbole with us. Let us take a moment to watch her incredible life journey through a short video presentation. May I please have that? Let me request our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ananya Mukherjee, to read the citation, followed by the degree presentation ceremony.
Padma Shri awardee Professor Rohini Godbole is a world-renowned physicist who has made outstanding contributions to the theory of elementary particle physics. She has worked extensively on various aspects of particle phenomenology, notably the standard model and beyond standard model of particle physics. She's an honorary professor at the Center for High Energy Physics, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Born in 1952, Professor Godbole started her journey in physics with a bachelor's degree in physics, mathematics, and statistics from the University of Pune and a master's in physics from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. She pursued her doctoral degree from the State University of New York at Stony Brook. She started her professional career as a visiting fellow at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai, followed by a stint as a faculty member in the Department of Physics, University of Bombay. She subsequently joined the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru in the Center of High Energy Physics. Professor Godbole has published extensively in high-impact research journals. Apart from this, she has contributed to promoting science in many different ways. She has served on several national and international committees as part of her service to the scientific community. She was a member of the DST-DAE Expert Committee for the CERN India project, a member of the Scientific Committee to the Cabinet of India, a member of the International Advisory Committee, the Asia-Europe-Pacific Schools on High Energy Physics, and a member of the High Energy Physics Advisory Panel USA, to mention just a few. She is also an avid supporter of women pursuing careers in science and technology. She conceived and co-edited the book Lilavati's Daughters, a collection of biographical essays on women scientists from India. She was involved in bringing out the INSA report, Access for Indian Women to Careers in Science, the first such study in India. She has also served on several committees related to women in science, including as the chairperson of the Advisory Committee to the Department of Science and Technology for implementing the Gender Advancement Transformative Initiative called Gati. She was also the founding chair of the Indian Academy of Sciences panel for women in science. For her eminent contributions to science and science promotion, as well as for her work in promoting the visibility of women in science, Professor Godbole was conferred Padma Shri by the Government of India in 2019, and the Ordre National du Mérite, one of the highest distinctions granted by the Government of France. Professor Godbole is also an elected fellow at the National Academy of Sciences, the Academy of Sciences of the Developing World, the World Academy of Sciences, and the Indian National Science Academy. In conferring Professor Rohini Godbole with an honorary doctorate, the Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence, Delhi NCR, recognizes her outstanding contribution to science, the promotion of science, and service for women's empowerment in science. She exemplifies the university's values, mission, and vision, and provides a role model of integrity and inspirational leadership for the Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence community. May I now ask our Chancellor to confer the degree on Professor Godbole.
Our guest of honor, Professor Rohini Godbole, to deliver her address. And may I have my team, please?
So, the Chancellor of Shiv Nadar University, Mr. Malhotra, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ananya Mukherjee, the founder, without whom this institution wouldn't have been there, Mr. Shiv Nadar, the members of the Shiv Nadar Trust, the Executive Council of the Shiv Nadar University, the deans, the important members, the faculty of Shiv Nadar University, but most importantly, my graduating friends and also their parents. Good afternoon or good evening to you all. I must begin by thanking profusely the Shiv Nadar University for choosing me for this honor. And I should say here that though indeed I have received honorary doctorates from other institutions, this one is special, and for two reasons. One is that I actually in some way am already included in the Shiv Nadar family, and secondly, till now, actually, most of the doctorates I received were from institutes which had a glorious past. Where this is a young institute, which as we can see, has a glorious future and a very short but wonderful meteoric rise. So let me first begin by congratulating the Shiv Nadar Institute for Eminence for the successes that one saw in the video. I should say, actually, this was a revelation to me today when I heard Mr. Malhotra speak, that the entire enterprise was started by you in 1976. And I'll tell you why I found this surprising. I came from the United States back to India in 1979 as a young researcher looking for, setting up some computational resources in my own place, and I didn't realize that I was dealing with an institution or a structure which was so young because it was already so robust. So I think this fast rise time in the electrical language of the signal seems to be really the specialty of any institute that you are heading, sir. So I'm hoping that the same would be true. First, I would definitely want to congratulate the young students and the mentors, because their success did not come without the involvement and the efforts on the part of the mentors. So I would like to begin first by congratulating the achievers. And then I would like actually to say one or two things to my graduating friends. Okay, here goes. Firstly, I am very sure that in the list of medalists, there are going to be, usually there is equal sprinkling in the graduation level between girls and boys. I usually find that the medals and the top positions, particularly in an interdisciplinary setting, are actually equally shared by boys and girls. But to the girls who have got the medals today, my special message: let it not stop here. Let it not stop here. Please make sure that the journey continues. And here I would have a special request also to the parents, that this is something we must nurture. And then I would like to tell all my young friends, now you have finished a very important step in your journey. It's a beginning of a journey which in some cases would be arduous, in some cases would be easy. It depends. It's a game of chance. Life is a game of chance. But the choice of which paths you want to tread on should be yours. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do, what you should or should not do. Let your mind and your brain and your heart all together decide what you want to do. Because it's very important to set a goal, but at that time, it's also very important to assess whether one has the requisite abilities to be able to go on a path, to be able to take a particular path. Analyze that, and you are the only one who can do it. That's why I said you need your heart, you need your brain, and you need your mind. But once based on that, you decide on your path, let nobody else tell you that you cannot achieve this. If you are convinced of it, it will happen, and no obstacle will be too difficult, no mountain will be too high. And last but not the least, I would like you to remember that we want to live in an equitable world, a world where your gender, your caste, your creed, the color of your skin, or the language you speak should not reduce or affect the opportunities you get. And what is important for that is for all of us to react to the messages we get in a conversation or in any action and judge them for their worth, intrinsic worth, and let not your interpretation of the message be colored by the agency of the person through which the message is coming to you. That would be your own small contribution to create an equitable and necessarily just world, which, let me tell you, it's not just because of the justice, but an equitable world would also be a more prosperous world. So, here is wishing to all of you lot of success in whatever you want to do, and whatever, let your feet tread on the paths that your hearts desire. And if that happens, I'm sure you will contribute to the success of the society which is looking towards you for fulfilling the society's manifold dreams. So, in words of Vivekananda, Uttishthata, Jagrata, Praptavaran, Nibodhayat. Wish you all the very best in everything you do and in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Godbole. Your words were truly inspiring and heart-touching. It was a privilege to have us listen to you today. With that, thank you so much, Professor Godbole. May I request Vice Chancellor Dr. Ananya Mukherjee to read the citation for Padma Shri awardee Professor Ajay Kumar